Hi,
Hello.
friends! Welcome back to Talking Randomness with Jenna and Curtis. I changed the order we say it like every time
I mean, do
because
we
it
have an
sounds better
order?
Curtis and Jenna, but I like being first, so it's Jenna and Curtis.
That's just mean.
Um,
I'll be honest, I really thought you were
well,
mad at me today.
why?
Because, I mean, granted, you were busy, but I didn't know that, and I didn't get a response from you from like six text for like 7 hours.
Wait, what?
Let's see. I responded to your text at noon. I didn't get anything from you till 7:15. Okay, it was only three
Oh,
texts.
yeah. Yeah, it was because my spam texting you at noon was because I was very, very
I'm aware.
frustrated,
I
and
thought it was
then
because I
I
didn't
ended up
respond the
getting
way you wanted me to that, and you were
no, no,
mad.
no, no, no. No, it was because the people I work with saw that I was frustrated, so they pulled me for lunch and they were like, "We need to get your mind off of this."
Well, that's good. You
So
got
then I
people
ended up
there who
sitting
will.
at lunch. Yeah, and then so I sat with them at lunch, and then I ended up I was in meetings from 9 a.m. till 12, and then 12 to 1 was lunch, and then 1 to 4 I was in meetings.
It's nice.
So I didn't really have time to answer my phone. But
Yeah,
no, I was not mad at you. I was just very, very busy.
makes sense.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot, and you can start with
Ah,
your days
shit.
of the week.
Um, let's see. My Monday, because
Oh wait,
let's start off
just
on something nice.
a brief thing. Yeah, I do all agree with starting with nice, but a brief for people that just started listening and or are listening. The days of the week is where we talk about our weeks, but Monday is what is essentially thorn and rosebud thorn, and Friday is the rose part of it, if that makes any sense. But okay, go ahead.
So my Friday is I finally went back to the gym. Um, felt really good. Mm.
Elaborate. What'd you do?
I hit chest and bis and tris. So I can't take my headphones off right now because it really hurts.
How long has it been since you went to the gym?
Last night.
No.
Oh, it's been like a year and a half. Uh,
So you're gonna be feeling it for a couple days.
oh yeah, no. Tomorrow's leg day. Not looking forward to that. I mean, I am.
Did you go today?
No, I did not go today. Because it's my first week back, I'm gonna go every other to
Okay.
start, and then eventually move into like 5 days a week at least. Is my thought
Smart.
process. Um, it's my Wednesday. I'll sandwich the Monday. My Monday, I know there was something. It was something on Monday too, because I was like, man, my Monday's a Monday. I don't remember what it was now.
Oh, you texted me it.
Did I?
Yeah, because I texted you that my Monday was being a Monday. It's so funny that we use that reference, but
Monday.
just
It's not loading.
just just the pause of us looking back at our text messages. That's Saturday, Sunday.
No, I don't remember what it was on Monday. I think it was just a crazy day
Maybe
at
it
work. And I think
was it not Monday? Because
no, I know what it was on my end because Monday was just not a good day. I had like
didn't I text you that my Monday was being a Monday?
maybe. I mean, I know I thought it
Was
myself.
that was that last week? I know I sent it to you, but I can't find it.
I couldn't tell you. Um. Anyway, I think it was just that my Monday was like really busy and just not an enjoyable day at all. Um. My Wednesday. I don't really have anything specific for my Monday, which is probably my Wednesday. Is that there really wasn't a Monday that I can remember this week? Is that are we allowing that?
Yeah.
Are we allowing that to go through? That my Wednesdays that I didn't have really a Monday that I remember?
No.
I didn't think so. Um,
No.
something average.
Sorry, that sounded really whiny. Yeah, something. So
I
your
never remember
Friday was that you
average.
went to the gym and that you returned to the gym. Your Wednesday, did anything happen at work that was just kind of like
I mean, my
not good,
entire
not bad in
like
the middle?
team was in the office, which is always a good time. So I like
Yeah.
hanging out with them. That's gonna be my Wednesday. I like hanging out with them.
And then your Monday,
My
there's nothing bad that
Monday,
happened this week.
I can't think of anything bad for once.
That's good. I guess that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
My I'm gonna start with honestly, I don't know where I'd rank it, which is probably gonna get into it later.
Hmm.
My, I'm trying to think. Um, if we're starting with Friday, a good thing that happened since we last recorded. Oh my god. I don't know if I had anything good that happened. It's been,
It's been a week. I mean,
yeah, it's
I know
only
what my Monday would
Wednesday.
be, but I'm not gonna put it here. It's little too personal.
Yeah. My, oh, we were starting with, no, we were starting with
Yeah, we're
Fridays.
starting with Fridays.
If we're just keeping this part like generic, a good thing that happened is I got the new iPhone 15, um, which sounds so first world happiness, but my old phone was really giving me a hard time.
What'd you transition from?
An 11.
Okay, so you were,
I've had my phone for 4 years,
yeah. They
so
kill
it
them
was
after that.
time. Yeah, I noticed as soon as they released the 15, my phone started being really bad, but I didn't even, in the order that it happened, I didn't know they released the 15 yet, and my battery just was not holding charge, and my phone was being garbage. So I was talking to one of the guys I work with, and I was like, oh my god, my phone is literally the worst. And he was like, get the new one, it just came out. And I was like, well, that makes sense why my phone is the worst.
Hmm.
I need to stop saying in this podcast because I edit every at all I edit out a lot. Um
Good one. Good job.
my trying really hard. My Wednesday is that I got my wisdom teeth removed.
Oh yeah.
I got ironically my Wednesday is that I got them removed on Friday. Honestly, it could have that could have been my Monday. No, that could have been my Friday because I was in no pain from it. I think I took ibuprofen forcefully by like 3 times, and it was because my mom didn't let me go to sleep without taking it because she was scared I was gonna wake up in pain. But I had minor swelling, like the swelling you can't even notice, but I notice. And it's gonna sound weird, but my teeth hurt more right now than they did the day after it happened. I actually asked to go to the gym the day after I got my wisdom teeth out, and I got yelled at. So that's that. From that, we realized that my pain tolerance is just crazy good, and that I that I don't feel pain. And then my Monday is I don't want to do something with work again because I feel like every time I listen back, I'm like, Jenny, you sound like you hate your job, and I really don't hate it. My Monday, I can't believe we're struggling this hard. We're 9 minutes in, and I'm really.
We always struggle with this though.
Yeah, you would think I'd write it down as I think about it.
That you know how many times I've thought of something as I'm laying in bed, but I'm like, I don't want to open my phone up because I'm trying to go to sleep. So I forget about it.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I would say my bad thing of the week is I'm just gonna stick with work and just say that I'm having a hard time adjusting. I think it's the thing with work, I think it's the first time that I'm having a hard time adjusting with change in my life. Like usually I handle change like a champ,
Hmm.
and right now it just feels like everything's pitted against me with this change. So I think that's what I'm struggling with now.
Makes sense.
A lot of that's probably gonna get edited out because it's probably just us silent sitting here trying to think.
Well, I
But
mean, we did look through text for like 5 minutes.
mm-hmm. Okay. So we're gonna start. So part of my being as a human is I'm like a, as you probably know,
Hmm.
I'm like a mom. Like
Hmm.
everyone comes to me for advice or help or things like that. So I started writing down the advice that people come to me for. A lot of them end up being lighthearted and kind of easy to talk about. But so for the listeners, like my friends literally text me and they're like, "Hey, I need Jenna's wisdom right now." So I figured it'd be fun to discuss. So the first one that I have is it okay to be friends with an ex post breakup? Which obviously you've never had an ex, which I don't know if that's out there, but it's just refer and like
You
in
don't
your
believe I've had
opinion.
an ex.
You have not had an ex. In your opinion of like when you think about it in the scheme of
Hmm.
life.
Oh, are you asking my opinion? I didn't realize you were at that
Yeah,
point.
I
Sorry,
shot
I
you
thought.
the question.
I think it depends on the situation.
Hmm.
I think it depends. you know, what happened and why. Cheating, no, no, never. Um,
But you think if you ended in a mutual way,
yeah,
it's okay.
yeah. I mean,
Okay, so
no hard feelings. I don't see why not.
I'm gonna talk about. Tell you the advice that I gave, and you're probably gonna think I'm crazy for it. But I actually recommended that the person not be friends with their ex
I know the person that
because
you're talking about, and I would agree with that. But kind of like I said, I don't. I think it's more of a situational thing, and I think I'm taking a guess at who you're talking about. I don't 100% know, but I'd guess that situation's a bit different than a normal one.
yeah.
No,
So
in
the
that
advice
situation,
that
I'd agree. No, not that I know any
even just
details,
taking
but
even just taking the situational context out of it, I think in this, for the scheme of life in itself, short term it's easy. So if you think, oh, I need someone I can talk to that knows me, yeah, it's so easy to fall back into the pattern of going back to an ex. But I think in the scheme of people's mental health and looking forward, that connection is going to tie you back to what you were in a relationship. And the advice that I
oh
gave
yeah,
is you're going to grow from the things you go, like you grow through what you go through. And for the situation of you growing past that relationship, I think you need to cut ties. And
hmm
like as we said, it's a very situational thing, and like maybe you were best friends before, but even in my past experience where like I was best friends with my ex and then we broke up, staying in that best friend situation where you're best friends but you've had that emotional feelings, things don't go away. Like emotions don't just dissolve, and I think tying yourself to that person makes it very difficult.
yeah. No, I'd agree with that. I
Yeah,
think yeah.
I don't think my friend liked that advice, but I also, and obviously this is not like a call her daddy sex type podcast, but I said like over no being should it go to a friends with benefits or something further than that, because that keeps that like hardcore emotion alive, and you don't want to pull on your heartstrings when you're also trying to heal.
Right. No, I agree with that. I think that it depends what stage of life you're into and the kind of
Yeah.
relationship you had. I mean, if you share
Yeah.
like a whole friend group, kind of hard not to be at least, you know, sociable with each other.
Yeah, well, I think that's another thing is having that maturity to be like being a mature adult and saying like I can respect, or
Right.
obviously if something happens that you can't respect them, do not invalidate your feelings and don't have that respect. But if you can respect the person, like don't be immature and say I can't respect you, like I can't be around you, like be sociable, be normal. But I think also like if you like, not that I'm in a relationship, but if I think about when I get married, if my husband says, "Yeah, my I'm best friends with my ex," I would immediately pick that up as a red flag.
That makes sense.
Like, I don't think there's any situation where I'd be like,
I don't think you'd make it to your
okay
husband
with
at that
that.
point, but.
True, 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 true. We wouldn't make it that far. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So going off of ex relationships and stuff, so I saw this quote from Tom Holland,
Mhm.
which is kind of funny because I like have nothing to do with Spider-Man or anything. I don't know why he was on my For You page. But the quote says, and I think this is life changing: if you have a problem with me, text me. And if you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that statement right there changed my life, and it cured a lot of the anxiety that I was having recently. Do you need
About
me to elaborate?
oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
for some reason, I'm thinking back a lot about like past experiences, whether it be like, I don't know, me being at the bar 10 minutes ago with my coworkers, or like me back in high school, and I'm like, oh, did I upset someone? Is there something that's going to come up in my life that's going to affect me in the long term? Or was I accidentally mean to someone in high school? Like, I know I'm a good person, but you
Mhm.
just have those feelings. And in my heart, I was trying to like tell myself, oh, like you wouldn't know if you upset someone until they say it, But then I was like, what if they're not saying it? And like you just have these internal battles.
Hmm.
And I saw that and I was like, that's such a true statement because if someone is holding something against me from high school and now I'm in my 20s and trying to live my life, like you don't know me now, like I'm a completely different person and you shouldn't be able to look back and be like, yeah, I hate her for that, which she did 6 years ago, and not think about it.
Right.
Yeah, but I really liked that quote.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's one of the better ones that I found from a modern day celebrity. I feel like a lot of the quotes we get nowadays are like, come on.
Unless you're DJ Khaled, in which case, keep those quotes coming. I love his quotes.
I don't know any DJ Khaled
You don't know
quotes.
DJ Khaled quotes?
No, am I
Oh,
supposed to?
they're amazing. They're so dumb. I don't. I say it and then I can't think of any off the top of my head.
All I know is DJ Khaled.
Uh, it's a whole thing on TikTok.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't call me out on my
Oh,
TikTok comment.
yeah, the fact that you then sent me a TikTok.
How I wouldn't feel. I would like to make it known that I have TikTok only on my iPad. So if my iPad's dead or if my iPad's dying, I don't have TikTok. I don't have it on the mobile go anymore.
So I did find a couple of DJ Khaled quotes, and these ones are pretty good. Uh, don't be a fool, get a pool. Call me Tangerine. Cappuccino. Tell them to bring out the whole ocean. Gotta love a good DJ Khaled quote.
Yeah, I think I could just live without those quotes.
Nope, you need DJ Khaled quotes in your life.
Okay, on to my next topic. We're still in like the lighthearted stuff.
Yeah.
Um, oh my God, my fantasy leagues. Oh, side topic. I'm getting my butt kicked in fantasy. The
This is
only
what
good
you
thing that
get.
happened in my fantasy, the only good thing that happened in my fantasy league in the past week was the fact that Travis Kelsey is dating Taylor
I
Swift.
was gonna say you shouldn't have put anything on Travis Kelsey.
He's on two of my teams. I'm like, I had to play the guy that I work with, who's like not my boss but my boss. And we were sitting at the bar today at happy hour, and he was like, "Yeah, I kicked your butt in fantasy," and I was like, "Oh, it hurt so bad." Like, I just had no chance of winning anything.
There was something I was gonna call you out about, and I don't think it was TikTok. I think there was something else. But I can't remember what it was.
Is my suckiness of texting recently?
No, that's normal. Um, I'm not gonna be able to remember what it was until like
What
later.
have I done recently?
I
I
don't know.
posted on our Instagram.
Uh-huh. Man, I can't remember.
I don't know what I could have
I
done
don't
to make you
either.
call me out.
It's probably just
Um,
TikTok, and I'm just being stupid.
okay, so this is going to be our last funny one for a while. And then we're going to hit the deep stuff running. Okay, if you saw, we're going to answer for each other.
Uh-huh.
If you saw me arguing on the street with someone, like me waving my hands, yelling, going all Jersey on someone, what would you assume that I was fighting them about?
Um, man, that's a
That's a tough one.
I don't want to say it, but that's a long list of possibilities in my head.
Name some of them. Go ahead. It's
Uh,
okay. I don't have anything to hide.
I feel like you're an angry driver.
Fair. Fair, fair, fair,
Maybe
fair.
they cut you off. I wouldn't say it's anything to do with food. I, really, just driving is the number one thing in my head, but I feel like there's so many other possibilities. I don't even know what they'd be. I'm terrible at this, but that's what I'm thinking about. Um,
You would say driving.
yeah, that's just the one in my head. I think there's like a whole other like slew of possibilities that you'd probably be yelling at them about.
Yeah,
Like,
I would say driving's up there.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
not that I've ever fought anyone, but I feel like if I would, it would definitely be because of driving.
Probably said something to you. I don't know what.
Yeah, I'm an angry soul sometimes. These are all valid
Um,
opinions.
I was
I
angry
think
today.
yours,
I
We'll get into
yeah.
that. Oh, do you want to get
No,
into
no,
it
go
now?
ahead.
Get
Go
into
ahead.
it.
No.
I would say I would think yours is something to do with politics.
I don't talk about that anymore.
I know, but I think from our past experience that I think that's the only thing I could see you getting riled up about. Or if it was like me, you, and our friends out at the bar or something, and someone did something to, I want to say me, but like someone, like one of our friends, I think that would get you riled up really quick.
I mean, that's why I was mad today. Cause
So what happened?
my grandmother still does a lot with the church,
Mm-hmm.
and so one of the like Catholic schools in the area, well, the only Catholic school in the area, um, is renting out the old rectory from our church for their preschool,
Mm-hmm.
or elementary school or whatever it's called. I don't know what they're using it for. And all of the church's stuff was to be left in one room. Well, they took all of it out and moved it to another room. Like took down shelves, moved all of it to like a separate room that it wasn't supposed to be in to begin with. So we had to go today and clean it all out and move it out of the building because my grandmother was just done with it. So I was mad because she was annoyed. I'm like, you don't do that. She didn't get a call about it. She just happened to find out that it was moved, and it wasn't the room where she
Oh,
left it. Like her stuff was organized on
yeah.
shelves, and it was not. It was just kind of thrown in a room. So I was like, all
Oh,
right. I was like, listen, any piece of trash, any piece of recycling, anything we don't need stays in this room.
yeah.
And those shelves that they took off the wall, take them with us. Oh no 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 no, take them with us, 'cause then they don't get to use them ever. You
Mm-hmm.
want to do that and mess with my grandmother? No.
Yeah. I think you're very protective of the people
hmm
like your loved ones. So that's definitely one up there
I've been
in
very good about
politics
not getting
because
angry.
we've
People at
chatted about
work. People
politics.
at work get me angry. I yell a lot in my basement.
Me too. I cried for the first time in a very long time because of work.
Oh, I cried not for because of work though.
Fair.
Yeah, that was not a fun night. Oh, so that was like
Oh,
3
that's
days in
hurt.
a row. I cried.
Really?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a good time.
I cried. I was actually, I wasn't going to talk about this, but after I got my wisdom teeth removed, obviously you're hopped up on meds, but I don't feel the effects of meds like normal people. So like I remember a lot of when I was came home, but while my whole face was still numb, I
hmm
got into two arguments with my mom, and both ended up with me hysterically sobbing. One, I started crying before I even left the room, which has never happened when I fight my mom. But the one fight was because I got home and they tell you like you need to eat. Like basically they say go eat ice cream when
hmm
you leave. So I was all excited to have Neapolitan ice cream, and my mom was like just go to bed. So when I laid down upstairs and she was gone for 2 hours and I came home and I was like did you get ice cream? And she's like no. And I was like did you get my painkillers? And she was like no. And I just cried. I was like all I wanted. I was so hungry too. I was like all I wanted was ice cream.
Did you do anything funny? Like funny enough to be recorded?
No, I don't think so. I just talked about how like good my sleep was. I was like, I slept so good. Yeah, Jenny, you're hopped up on anesthesia. Yeah, you slept good.
When I got mine out, they gave me a coupon for a free milkshake with a spoon.
Yeah, I think I gave myself dry socket right now from drinking out of a straw, and I'm just fighting through it. I know, not the best.
I don't have words for you.
Like it's I got
There's
it's
like two things you're not
what
supposed
can I
to
say?
do. Like not supposed to drink out of a straw. And that's really it.
hmm
That's really all you're not supposed to do is just drink out of a straw.
I literally ate like chicken that night. I got
Chicken's soft though.
it was pulled. It was like not chicken, it was pulled pork.
I mean,
But I
it's
made
still
mashed potatoes and I
soft.
was like, I need some protein, so I
Mmm,
ate it with
mashed
that.
potatoes. I had that for like a
Yeah.
week. Good time.
I I keep telling myself that I'm fine. Like I'm like, you don't need to worry about it anymore. And then I'm like, no, Jenny, you should probably worry
Your
about it.
lactose intolerance?
Oh, that too. Like eating hard food and soft food, and like maybe I should eat more mashed potatoes because my mouth still hurts, and I
Oh,
got them out Friday and it's Wednesday, and I just like I'll eat salad for lunch and like bite into the piece of chicken and I'm like,
Hmm.
ow, that hurts. Yeah. Um, okay, so now we're going to our segments for deeper topics after we talked about all of our silly, goofy stuff. I want you to, one second. I want you to think back to, wait, let me start that over. I'm sorry. I want you to think back to when you were 9 years old. What
Oh,
advice would you
jeez.
give yourself?
Uh,
9 years old, so you're in like third or fourth grade.
I feel like we kind of talked about this before.
Mm-mm. We didn't. We ran through these ideas the one night, and you were like,
I think my one was start track earlier because I was decent
you
at
would
it.
tell yourself that at nine. You would tell yourself that at nine, though.
Yeah, because I didn't even know it was a sport at 9. Like I wanted to play
So you would tell
basketball or
yourself to
football.
start track.
I'd say, hey, think about track and field, and then that's it. Um, Obviously some
Mm,
lottery
I'm
numbers.
not taking that I'm not taking these answers.
You're telling me what advice I'd give myself.
Yeah.
Uh, Talk to more people and learn how to be
I'll take that
social.
one. I'll take that one. I like that one.
And that's something I struggle with. Struggle hard with that one.
Yeah, I don't. When I think back to third and fourth grade, I think I was so naive about um like the not even the talent I had, but just like who I was as a person. I think
Hmm.
I didn't grow into like the leadership side of me until very, very later. So I think I wish I could look back and be like, that urge that you have to lead people from a very young age, like tie into that because that'll get you farther than you wanting to
Yeah.
be in the right friend group that you can follow people for. I
Yeah.
also probably would tell myself to learn to think before I speak. Because at 9 years old, I was the same person I am now, where I don't necessarily do that.
I do I do that? I tried to. I tried
I think
really
you're a
hard.
bet. I think you're more cognizant of it than I am. Sometimes I think I said it before. I just like feel like I'm pulling words back into my mouth like, "No, don't say that, Jenna." And it just comes out anyway.
I don't know if I'm better at thinking about it or if I'm better at talking my way out of it.
Yeah. So then from 9, I'm going to go
Oh,
to the age of 30.
I remember what my Monday
What?
was. It was
What was your
Friday.
Monday?
My Monday was Friday because it hit the fan. This whole like big issue from work came up that I had no control over. I was trying to get information that I was told, well, information I was told that was not available was actually available the entire time, and I just was not given that information. So I had a great time trying to get all of that sorted, just to make somebody mad.
Yeah,
And
that's
there's
fair. That
nothing I
is,
could do about it.
yeah,
That was my Monday.
yeah. So, sorry, I don't mean to cut that off, but that's a fair Monday. So now if you could give yourself advice at 13, what would your advice for your 13-year-old self be?
My 13
So
year
now
old,
you're in eighth grade.
eighth grade. I don't know. I'll probably still do the same thing because I don't feel like I still didn't talk to many
I
people.
feel like at eighth grade you can say start track. I would accept that.
Didn't have. Well,
Because
yeah.
I think,
That would be the next year.
yeah, or start looking at track in eighth
Yeah.
grade. Like, I feel like that's an acceptable answer.
Hmm.
Because especially track did impact your life, but I think at 9 years old that's a little steep to be like, look at track.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you're 13, like that would make sense.
And I think that's the one at eighth grade to do. And I think it was seventh grade that happened. I don't know. There's some other
When I
pieces
was
of
in when
advice
I
that I
was
tell
in
myself that
when I was in seventh,
don't
you
want to
say
put
when I
out
was in
there.
seventh grade, we did track and field for gym, and they said this is shot put. It's a metal ball, and I was like, why are people throwing metal balls? Fast forward.
You put those metal balls on a stick.
Yeah. Fast forward, it became my life for 8 years.
It's a good life.
Um, at 13, I would tell myself, this is a really hard one. I would tell myself to stop acting so stupid because when I was in middle school, I had friends that convinced me that I was the stupid friend of the group. Not stupid, that's a rough word. Wait, let me redo that. If I could tell my 13-year-old self anything, it would be to stop second guessing your intelligence. I had friends that were convincing me that I was the least intelligent one of the group and that I couldn't get things because I didn't belong in those, like, I didn't belong in the honors classes because you're Jenna or you're just acting like Jenna. And I think that affected me for so long because I didn't understand my intelligence until it was too late.
Hmm.
So I would tell myself to embrace that you know the answers and that you are very nerdy and it's not bad to be a nerd.
No, it's never bad to be a nerd. I like being a nerd.
Yeah, they don't tell you that when you're young though. They make fun of you and then they tell you that you lack intelligence and then I would be like, "Oh my God, I hate the stereotype, but like my friends would be like, "Oh, you're like the dumb blonde, but you're brunette." And like I would feed into it and I'd be like, "What do you mean by what does that mean?" "Oh, I'm not that smart." Or like they would say things and I'd be like, "Haha, that's Savage Jenna." And then I think back and I'm like, You looked like an idiot."
Oh, that's the other thing. I think my one like friend was still in school at that point, and I would tell myself to stop being friends with him.
Fair.
He was not great for me.
Fair. I think it's also not a bad thing to look back at yourself and be like, why were you friends with those people?
He wasn't like a bad kid or anything. He's just, you don't like me swearing.
You're good, you're fine.
He was an ass.
Fair.
So, you know, better without.
And then another fast forward, what would you tell your 19-year-old self? So this is freshman and beginning of sophomore year of college.
Say yes more
Mhm.
and go do things. Because I spent a lot of freshman year in my room.
Mhm.
It,
I would tell my beginning of college self that remember that your actions have consequences
fair.
because especially as a freshman in college, you get hyped up on the train of doing stupid, not, oh my God, I keep saying that word, doing things that you shouldn't be doing, or going to parties or doing that type of stuff. And I feel like a lot of the time I thought I was invincible, and not that anything happened from it, and I didn't get in trouble with the law or anything to that extent, but I think someone should have smacked me in the face and been like, you're doing things that could put your life at risk.
Hmm.
Also, just like don't run around campus in a tank top when it's 0 degrees outside.
No, that's the fun part.
I feel like that's a fair one.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not one to talk to you about weather. You know me. I wore flip flops when it was
Yeah.
ice on the ground to get food. Because it was easier than
Yeah.
putting shoes on.
Yeah. Mm, I am so little story. When we were in college, it was raining one day, and our coach said everyone has to dress for the weather. And me and one of our friends wore shorts. It was 40 degrees, and we wore shorts and like a lot of layers on the top half of us. Because in my brain to this day, like I wear shorts all weekend. If it's raining, I'm warmer in shorts where my legs can get wet, and when I get inside, I can dry them off. Versus if I am outside in the cold in layers of wet clothes. And
I'll
I will swear to that on this day. And then I'm graduated 2 years now, and he still says, "Do not be like Jenna and blank. Put clothes on." And when that happened, everyone got sick after. I didn't get sick. I will go to the grave saying, shorts in the rain is okay. If it's snowing, obviously it's a different story. But if you're actively being soaking wet, you'll be more comfortable with shorts on where it's your bare skin out than if you're wearing 3 layers of wet leggings.
You know what one of my favorite days of practice was kind of to that effect?
What?
It was the one day our junior year where we had a lift in the morning, it was snowing, and we went outside to throw in the snow. I still think that's one of like my favorite things just because
I
how
don't
like
think I was there for that.
you might not have because it was the second semester.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that then.
That was that was a an interesting day. Definitely not like, warm, but it was fun. It's kind of funny.
Mhm.
I liked it.
Yeah. No, that was with my remote semester.
That kind of
Ugh,
made it hard. Stuff like that made it hard when I started coaching high school to be like,
because you have no remorse.
because I'm like, all right, it's raining. We're going outside in the rain. Thinking,
Yeah.
if it rains at a meet, you gotta throw in it anyway. It's high school. It's not that deep. Like
Yeah. It's
they're
not
not
that
gonna
deep.
throw in the rain. They're gonna complain.
We in high school we threw in the rain, the snow. It was like -2 and we were throwing shot puts. We had hand warmers and tons of clothes. You would bring so many clothes to school to go outside to practice shot put that you would have to bring another like whole extra bag on top of your gym bag and your school bag.
Yeah.
You would go outside in like your full coats and you would take your coat off and you'd put it on real quick after.
You see, the problem is when we could go outside on a cold day, but no one would bring clothes for it. Like a couple of the kids didn't bring a coat. Like nobody dresses for the
Yeah, we
weather.
didn't have an option. We didn't have an option. You were told dress for the weather, and if you didn't go outside. The rest of the team did.
Well, my group was the only one that went outside.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So last week, and I'm gonna touch on this really broadly because I'm still thinking about it because I'm still going through it, and I feel like we're trying to be raw and deep. So last week, I think it was my Monday. It was my Monday. I had mentioned it in the episode that I was struggling with friends. Um,
hmm,
so not friends. I say it all the time, and like I'm a broken record, but I have two best friends that I talk to a lot. Besides, obviously you, who now I talk to because we do this together.
hmm,
But I have two very close friends, and I haven't talked to my one friend in over a month now. Um, and so when I said I was struggling with my friends, the next topic we're going to talk about is when your friends start either ghosting you or like when you start watching your people that you're loved with, your close best friends, drift away. And it's going to be a really, really hard topic to get through because it's very, very in the moment right now. But so to start, because I think I've done it to you before, which I'm learning my karma. How do you handle when your friends start ghosting you?
well, thankfully it happened at college, so I'm not going through it now.
Yeah.
Um,
You're
I,
like you're like she came back. We're doing the podcast.
you and everyone else that I ever talked to there, um, I just kind of distract myself.
Yeah.
It's really unhealthy, but it's what I do. I distract myself. It makes me feel better.
Keep yourself busy.
hmm Find something to do.
Yeah. I think that's so tearing blah 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 tying them both together. I think um what I struggle with in this situation is, and as you know, like if I let you into my life close enough, like you are someone special to me and like I'll never let go. And I have this stupid 3 strikes you're out rule and it never really
No,
works
no, you
because
don't.
it's not a 3 strikes you're out, it's a 3 strikes, then you reset the 3 strikes.
So three strikes,
Which
I'm
turns
mad
into
for a
like
couple weeks. All right, okay, we're fine now.
yeah, and it's like the endless cycle that I get stuck in because when I care about people, like I just don't like seeing the people I love get hurt in any way. So I think watching in this specific moment, watching my friend ghost me and watching her like drift away is one of the hardest things to experience because obviously I notice it and I don't know if she's noticing it or what's going on. but also I keep reminding myself that in this moment, it's happening for a reason. Like, it sucks, but you're gonna be fine.
Hmm.
Like, I've had, I don't, what's a word for big? Um, like, I've had, why can't I just blanked on the
Context.
wording? Like, I've had many friends, but I don't want to say many.
Numerous.
Abundant? Oh, yeah, numerous. Wow. I've had numerous friends in my life, and like, I only have one friend, one girl best friend left. So like clearly I will be okay, but it just sucks in this moment, and everyone's gonna tell you just power through because that's what they keep telling me is if she's meant to be your friend, you'll talk again, but right now you'll be fine. And like you just gotta keep reminding yourself that you're stronger on your own anyway. It's
Yeah.
probably terrible advice. That's like the worst advice.
I mean, I have it in my notes, and I didn't want to bring it up, but I feel like now is an okay time, in the nicest way possible. This is what I have written down. I'm going to read it word for word. This is not a bad thing about you, but see,
Damn.
because I know how it can be taken. It's not what I mean at all. It's just like seeing people with their friends from school, like people who still hang out with people from school. It feels like wasted time when like there's only one person left that I actually talk to. Like I had all these people that I talked to at school, and now there's only one left.
Yeah,
Again,
I
not in
see
a
what you
mean
mean.
way, but like,
I wouldn't take that as mean, like I'm the one left.
right.
I know, I know exactly what you mean. Um, it's and it ties all the way back to like post college where when you when you make a big step or transition in
Hmm.
your life, I hate using the term fake too. There's so many words like I'm just trying to avoid using, but like the not real friends,
Hmm.
you'll see them drift, and then it suddenly feels like you have no one because you thought they were your friends, but it ends up that they weren't. And I think that's the hard part is recognizing, okay, maybe this one friend is the only true friend that I had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I think about it like that.
But it definitely sucks.
Yeah. No, it's not fun seeing people with like a lot of friends. I think it sucks too because it's not like I live near anybody that I hang out with or that I would hang out with.
Mhm.
Because like, oh, all these people are going and doing things. That's fun. I'm just here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. And it was hard, so I don't want to blame the podcast because I really enjoy doing this. It kind of gives me an outlet to talk.
Hmm.
But it all got sparked up the minute we started promoting the podcast is when she really like cut it off. And I like in my gut I'm like I don't want to believe that it's because she doesn't want me talking online or anything like this, but she's also the type of person that's like thinks this type of thing is stupid. So I don't want to blame the podcast. But also
I mean, maybe
she's the one
she
like I
was
did
jealous.
no. But
I
also
think
she
so.
was the person that we did the trip with. So at
Yeah.
first I was like maybe we just needed a break because that's what she texted it as. It was like I was like I text a lot if
Man,
I
you sound like my sister.
what?
We're on a break.
No, but like I text if I'm like going through something, I'll
Hmm.
randomly text my friends a lot. It's just like my trigger. Not that I need to know that they're like
Yeah.
them to know that I'm going through it, but it's like maybe I should just check up on them and let them know that I'm still living. Um, but so I was texting her after the trip because I said it last week, but it's been a hard month,
Hmm.
and she wasn't answering. And I was like, okay, I feel like I'm texting myself. So then I texted her again, and I said like, good luck on moving. And like a week went by, and then she texted me and she was like, hey, I never saw this. I think we just needed to like take a break from each other. We spent so much time together. And I was like, that's like the shittiest thing. You couldn't have sent that when I said good luck moving.
Right.
So now I haven't answered her, and then now we're planning a New Year's trip with the friends that we do New Year's with, and she's a part of it, but she is texting them separately, I'm assuming, and I'm like, that's Like, I don't even want to
That's
go
kind
if
of
that's how it's gonna be.
backwater.
Right? And that's like, and I didn't do anything wrong.
No.
Ah, that's my rant. Okay, we can get off of that.
Okay.
Ugh, best friend's advice is so hard.
What are those?
Yeah, that's how I feel right now. Let's talk about. I feel like it's been like a deep episode. So we're gonna do. Oh my gosh. I talked about it. We went to talk about it last week on our personal part, and we paused it because I wanted to talk about it on the episodes. But during my workshop, which I also talked about, this is like just a continuation of last week's episode. Um, I learned about emotional intelligence as I
Oh
talked to
yeah.
you about, and I'm like I ranked emotionally like decently intelligent, but when she asked us do we agree with our scores, I was the only person that said no in the negative light. Like people were like, no, I think I should be higher, and I was like, no, I think I should be lower. In that a moment, I was like, wow, Jenna, you're very insecure. But also, in my brain, I said, and I also told her out loud that I think emotional intelligence, and if you don't know what it is, Google EQ.
Mm.
It talks about it like IQ, EQ,
Yeah.
that type of thing. But emotional intelligence is like essentially being able to talk to people and read a room and
Hmm.
understand how people are feeling, empathy, sympathy, all that stuff. I said it takes experiences to gain that emotional intelligence, and I'm only 23, so in my brain, I haven't had enough experience to be emotionally intelligent or to be where I was on the scale.
Right.
And so I thought I should be lower because I had never experienced that. Before you cut in, someone in the room was like, Jenna, you did sports, right? And I go, yeah. And they go, have you ran into these situations in sports? And I tried explaining that yes, you run into this stuff in sports, especially in college sports, but it doesn't mean I learned from it the way I needed to handle it now. I was like, I don't think I learned enough from sports to get me emotionally intelligent in the corporate workforce or in a workforce.
Right.
Now, you can say your
Oh
opinion on the matter.
yeah. No. One. You are. It doesn't matter if you think it is you are or not. You are emotionally touched. I mean, you're the mom of the group. Like that was not. I don't want to say that was your role, but that's what you did. That's who you were.
Hmm.
You can't have that role and not be. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, I think I'm just very self-critical.
Oh yeah.
Because in my brain, I think I just talk about myself, which I don't know if I do or not, but I'm
Hmm.
like, I just talk about myself and it makes people feel better.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And that
talking about
probably
yourself
makes
makes
me sound
everybody
like a
feel better.
narcissist. Yeah.
Who doesn't feel better talking about themselves?
Yeah.
That's why we have this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Helps us. Maybe helps other people. Win-win.
Um, but then do you have anything else to add to that topic?
Um, I don't think I do. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay.
Should I have anything to add to that topic? It sounds like you expect me to.
No, 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 no. I don't think so. I think, um, no, I don't think you need to have anything added to any
Okay.
topic. Um, yeah. And then, so we're at 51 minutes. Do I jump to my later topics,
Hmm.
or do we?
I don't know. Do you want to leave on
mm,
something to think on?
Maybe we do a mixture of both. So, going light. Who's your celebrity crush?
Oh, I thought about this the other day. I do have
I
one.
was thinking about this the other day too when I wrote it down, and I can't remember who I said.
I mean, I just started watching The Wolf of Wall Street, so I mean, Margot
Oh
Robbie's
my
up there.
goodness.
Um,
Get out of here. You're so
I've
stereotypical
never seen
male.
it. I saw it on Netflix. I was looking for something to watch. I put it on. I'm like, oh, this is a good movie. Um, Margot Robbie's up there. Oh, Faith Ordway. Hmm. I don't know if you consider her a celebrity, but putting her up there.
Did she do boxing?
Yes, she got her ass
Okay,
handed to her.
she's TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's from TikTok.
yeah.
The only ones that I could think of for me is Travis Kelsey and um No, I really just
Understandable.
think my only celebrity crush is Travis Kelce. Um, uh, another. Oh my god. It's
You
me a lot
good?
of editing out of me yawning. No, I just got stuck in a yawn there. Um, so when I was younger,
Uh-huh.
I was obsessed with van life.
I feel like you still are. I don't feel like this is a when I was younger kind of deal.
No, it is when I was younger because I don't want to necessarily travel in van life
Hmm.
anymore. I actually want my parents to buy the property behind their beach house so I could put a school bus on it and renovate a school bus, but that'll never happen. So, but when I was younger, I was obsessed with van life, and now there's more and more coming out about people being nomads and like living off the land and stuff.
Hmm.
I think it would be so cool to try that for like a week. I don't think I'd last longer than a week. Like the people that live in like the
Oh
Appalachian,
yeah.
who have like solar panels and light
What did
fires
you
and
say?
Appalachian.
Appellation.
Okay, so I say Appalachian, but my friend that lives up there says the Appalachian, and then there's people in
Appalachian's
Pennsylvania that
also
say
acceptable.
and then there's people like you that say Appalachian, which is just grammatically incorrect. So pick your poison.
Appalachian is fine. Appellation, fine.
Appalachian.
Appalachian, no.
How do you spell it?
Appalichien.
Appalachi. Chin.
Caramel or caramel?
Caramel. Definitely not caramel.
I feel like you said caramel. I feel like you're saying that now to make a
No,
point.
no, I'm caramel.
Are you? I don't want to believe you.
Yeah. Yeah, because when I think caramel, I think like Carmel, Indiana. That's spelled Carmel.
Okay. Caramel,
I
Indiana.
was told that I say water correctly, but I
You
think I
just forced
corrected
that.
it. No, I say it that way now, but I think it's because I was made fun of for so long that I can't say it the other way.
Oh,
But
good.
my younger sister's new boyfriend says she says water, right? And I said it wrong. Um, what was the other one? Do you go in your drawers or do you open your drawer?
I I open my drawers.
It depends on the context I'm using it for that one. And then what is the thing in the classroom that the heat comes out of?
I don't really say radiator.
I, I say radiator.
You know, I'm gonna look at it this
Oh,
way. At least you know Alaska's not by Hawaii.
I'm not. I know my geography.
There's people, Jenna. There's
I
people.
know my geography. Um, Again, I'm not unintelligent. I was just raised in New Jersey. And we
Understandable.
just say things funny here. And what are some other ones? I feel like I got hit with a bunch of them at school. Caramel.
Um,
Data or data?
depends on the sentence.
Oh, it's always data. Now
Uh,
we're going off on a tangent.
yeah.
Um, Ready for another question that was asked for Jenna's wise words of wisdom?
Mhm.
Um, when, if you're in a situation where we're, how do I preface this? Go back to when we were in college
Mhm.
and we were all going to the bar,
Mhm.
and let's say, cut that. Okay, going back to when we were in college, I have done that like 4 times
I
this episode.
appreciate the
But
extra information though.
yeah, going back to when we were in college, we're just gonna say if we were roommates
Mhm.
and we were going out as a friend group,
Uh-huh.
but I had to do something the next day, so I couldn't go. Whose responsibility is it for the feeling of FOMO and that that person doesn't feel the FOMO? Who do you think? Does that is that a good explanation of it, or do you need me to explain
No, I
more?
get what you're saying. I
And I want you to be honest because I know your answer because I know you.
I would feel bad that they can't go, but they can't go, but I want to go out.
So how would you handle the situation then? Because that's how I knew you were going to answer. If you said anything other than you would feel sad about it, like you would
Yeah.
feel like it's your responsibility for them not to feel the FOMO. So now how would you handle it?
I don't know how I handle it. 'Cause, one, I was never in that position. I was always the one being left behind. Um,
hmm So from your experience of getting left behind, how would you like a people to handle it? But you
as
can't go out.
as
It's like
long as
it's
I'm
not an option of
invited,
you not getting invited,
like I'm the
even if
person
you
where
can't go.
even if I can't go, it's like that's on me. I can't go. I didn't like do my work in time, like to be able to do it. But there's a
hmm
difference between not being invited and not being able to.
Yeah. So if you were invited but you can't go,
Right. If I was invited but I can't go, that's a little
you
bit
just would
different.
want the invite.
I just want the invite, yeah.
So that's kind of the advice that I gave. So this person came to me saying that they feel bad for someone else because they know they were upset that they couldn't go
Hmm.
and then they wanted to stay back. They were like, I want to go to the bar, but also I should stay home because they can't go. So the the wise words of wisdom of Jenna, um, I tried to explain that in there's no reason that you can't enjoy your life because someone else has other priorities.
Exactly.
If their other priorities are making them feel FOMO, they'll figure out a way to overcome that feeling.
Right.
But you can't please everyone, and being that people pleaser is it's gonna harm you in the
Hmm.
long run. And I said again, not that I like wanted to relate it back to me, but my first semester of college, my not of college, my first semester of senior year, I was abroad. So all of the typical things you did as a senior, I missed out on, and obviously I didn't. No one thought it affected me at the time, and I don't think it was affecting me at the time because I was uh, burying my life overseas. Whoa, that was a dark sentence. Living my life overseas, but when you come like when you get to your second semester of senior year and you suddenly can't go out onto like what our town calls tray nights and you can't do those fun weekend things because you're at track meets and doing all this stuff, you're going to regret not going out for a semester. And that's what I explained to them, like don't live your life for someone else because in the long
Hmm.
run you're going to regret it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't think it's as long as you invite someone, I don't think it's anybody's responsibility to make sure that they're not missing out. Like you did what you could at that point. You invited them out. They can't go. It is what it is at that point. I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, like you're never going to make everyone happy.
Right.
Like you'll be fine. They'll be
Yeah.
fine. They have all next semester. These people don't. Like, live it up now because it's gonna suck when you watch everyone go to the bar and you are laying at
Exactly.
home in bed. Yeah.
I mean, you know how many train nights I went to?
I
Like
went to one.
I was gonna say like maybe two.
Yeah, I went to one. And I, hmm, got obliterated. And then decided not
Mhm.
to go to a train night again because I was so embarrassed.
Fair. Absolutely
Yeah.
fair.
The whole topic of alcohol is just like the worst thing in the world.
Isn't it?
Because, yeah, and like I don't know why I do it. But also, like for example, tonight at my work thing,
Mhm.
I don't need the alcohol to talk. Like I talk enough to embarrass myself anyway
Mhm.
that I blame the alcohol. Like I could come home tonight and I could have been like, no, I had 2 glasses of wine and spewed out the wazoo about stuff. And it was like, no, Jenna, you were gonna talk that way whether you drank or not. Now, if you go to the bar and you black out and do something stupid, okay, that's something to be embarrassed about. But embrace yourself.
Right.
Like, stop worrying about how much you talk.
No, I agree with that.
Have you ever heard of the, you're gonna laugh at this one. Have you ever heard of the DISC leadership model?
Yeah, yeah, I have.
So, so there's like the
Oh,
dominant,
I'm well aware of the disc leadership model.
where do you fall on it?
Um,
This is what we're gonna end on, because you're gonna laugh at this part.
hold on. I have it sitting behind me somewhere. Is it? Nope, that's a certification packet. Is it still in my backpack? It is still in my backpack. No, wait, that's resumes. That's orientation. It is not in my backpack any longer. I used to have it in my backpack because I didn't know what to do with it. I know where it's at. It's in my like little letter box here, isn't it? It is. It's right here. Hold on, I have my entire disc assessment because we did this at our retreat for work last year. It's a whole team building thing. Pardon my bottles.
My phone is playing.
Oh, because I just saw it. I hate my new Discover card. It feels like a cheap piece of plastic. Cheaper than my old one. I am a CD.
Okay, I could see that. So if you look at the disc model,
Mm-hmm.
so I am like, I'm a DI, but I'm very much so
You're a
almost at the center.
DI.
Yeah, which
Oh no,
makes
I'm like
sense
almost at
because,
the edge.
oh,
Yeah.
see, and like from what you know about me, and everyone tells me, I'm like the type of person where my way is the highway, and
Mm-hmm.
like very, very dominant and opinionated, and I'm very, very enthusiastic, which is like the DI. But I'm like just a tad bit off that center. Like I could be mistaken for any of them.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the girls in my group is taking the course now. One sec. Ugh, is taking. Nope. Oh, one of the girls in my group is taking the course now, and she
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Are you are you an SC?" I was like, "That is the farthest thing you can get from my personality type." But I guess it's because at work I'm in like my scared work environment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so she doesn't see that side. But she was like, "You're dominant and strong-willed," and I was like, "You just don't know me like that." Isn't that she thought I was like quiet, reserved, analytical.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like people thought I was not that, but
You have to take it for work?
yeah, everybody took it in my office. It was part of our
Ew.
retreat. We still
Ew.
have our
Nasty.
signs hanging in the office that like list
Really?
down. I forget what it was, but it was like things that we need to like work efficiently or something like that. Not efficiently, but like successfully. That's what I think it was. I don't 100% remember. I looked at them yesterday, just kind of glancing, like, huh, they're still there, but I couldn't tell you what was on them.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Now you
was
know.
we did a lot of stuff with them.
Yeah, so did
I think it
we.
was like 90% of our time there.
Ew. Yeah, we had 2 full days on it.
Yeah, it was not.
Okay.
I don't enjoy it.
Well, I think we can leave this episode at that.
Okay. I mean, that's a weird one to end on, but okay.
Do you have anything else? That was my
No,
whole list.
I don't really have anything. I'm trying to add stuff, but I don't have anything to add to my list recently.
Well, we're already at an hour, and we hit some really deep topics on
Yeah,
this one.
yeah, we're fine.
Because that's my topics are always the deep ones, and yours are like, have you seen this TikTok?
I like to think that I bring the a certain lightheartedness and joviality to this team.
That's a big word.
It's only like 12 letters.
The 25 center, if you ask me.
25 center.
Um, is that an old term? Because I'm sick of people telling me that my phrases are old.
I've just never heard of it.
I said holy moly, and I said holy cow. and I said, "My goodness gracious," and now I'm told I'm a grandma and that my phrases are old.
Holy moly is not old. I say holy moly.
Yeah, I say "holy moly" and "oh my goodness gracious."
I mean, if you want to
I
talk about old, one of my friends was explaining yesterday to their boss um, over Teams what bet means.
bet.
Yeah, like, all right, bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, his boss
I
was like,
say I say, "Oh, that's so valid." And they're like, "It's what?" And I'm like, "No, no, we don't need to explain it."
yeah, I
Or I
say
say
that.
fair.
The good,
Valid and fair.
I say fair. We say fair a lot. I mean, you posted, we say fair a lot.
No, I say, yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough. I switch between fair enough and that tracks.
Yeah, I say that tracks a lot too.
That tracks is just so good. Like,
It checks out.
yeah, it tracks with their personality. It's such a good word.
There's so many phrases, and if they were making fun about work, they were like, "It's." I wish I could just talk like a little kid and be, or not like a little kid. I wish I could talk like a teenager and be like, "Yeah, that's so mid." And I was like, "We don't say that.
We do say that.
I don't say that."
I
My
I
my
say it ironically. I don't say it like with meaning and purpose. I say it more as a joke.
my college friends say have me saying, and it's become a avid phrase of avid terminology is I just don't think. Like if you say the sky's falling, I'd be like I just don't think.
Yeah, I don't like that one. There's some I just
I
don't
love that
like.
one. I love that
I've
one.
never liked It's Giving.
Valid. It's giving. I don't like it's giving either.
It's Giving's kind of stupid.
Ugh. You really like you don't realize you talk like a
Oh,
Gen Zer until you start talking.
I refuse to be part of that generation.
I'm like, fair, 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 fair. And they're like, what's fair? And I'm like, what you're saying, it makes sense.
I hate when my mom tries to use slang.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wrap up your episode,
All right,
mister.
you mean your episode?
My episode, but you wrap it up.
Ah, shit. Oops. Cut that. Um,
Nope. That's the whole thing staying in.
well, I guess that's it. Got a rhyme in.
No,
I
you
got a
wrapped up.
rhyme in.
You wrapped up the last one. The girl math one's so good. I
What
thought
did
you could
I
pull
don't
it
remember what
together
I
in this
said for the
one.
girl math one.
You're like, so in this episode, we've covered that Jenna doesn't know how to do math. This is this, and this doesn't work. And then you hung up.
Huh. And I was really good at that one.
Yeah, you put it together on the fly, and then you yelled at me because I tried to continue the conversation.
You did.
So wrap this one up.
All right. Ow. Ow. I tried to crack my knuckles and it hurt. Um,
Thinking too hard.
no, my chest hurt.
In this episode, we listened to Don't Let People Make Decisions for You. Or
yes.
not we listened to. We discussed Don't Let People Make Decisions. I don't even know if we discussed that. We discussed,
Don't let people decide how you live.
yeah,
Yep. Don't let people do things for you. That's not true.
you're the only person that matters.
Yep.
And
And
friendships can be hard.
very.
And if you feel like things are not going the way you expect them, just hold on for the ride.
Yeah.
And yet again, I did the outro for Curtis.
And that's how you get somebody to do your work.
Okay, well, continue listening, and we'll post the next episode whenever we
Oh,
get to it.
eventually.
Yeah, on Curtis's schedule, it's eventually.
Hey, listen, it's not my schedule. I'm available anytime.
You had the last episode.
Oh, I don't.
We're gonna end right there. I'm
Yeah.
gonna end on that.